I'm Shauna with Las Vegas Triathlon Club, and many new triathletes ask this question: how do I change a flat? So we're going to show you that today. All right, first off, we need to cover what you should have on you to be able to change a flat. And in my saddle bag, I have money in case I need to stop and get a drink, get supplies of any sort. I have a chain link, so in case my chain busts, I have a connection between the two. These two pieces just fit together like a link. I have had that happen. I have a tool kit, just with Allen wrenches and stuff, in case something needs to be tightened. 2 tubes, 2 tire levers. It's like Christmas. I just keep pulling stuff out. 2 CO2 cartridges. These are the air. And then the air adapter that obviously I like the kind that screw in and has an actual on and off valve. They have some that you just put straight on, and once it goes, it continues until this canister is empty. And I don't like that as much because I like to control how much air I'm putting out when. Okay, so those are our tools. So first off, you realize you're getting a flat. You're going to put the bike down. Always put the chain up this way, because you don't want to get the chain to fall off or fall into anything. If you can put the bike on its handlebars and seat, that's good. When I change them at home, I used to have aero bars that slanted. So I used to put them up on so that the bars went over this thing of soda. Don't tell my husband, that's between me and you. He doesn't need to know what I used to do with his soda. So, but in this particular case, I can flip my bike upside down because I don't have aero bars on this one anymore. Okay, so we're gonna make it worst case scenario, back wheel, because the back wheel is the hardest one to change. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is unlock your brake. So you pull this little lever up and you'll see these two things come out like that, so it will release your tire. Second thing you need to do, there's this lever down here. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but get it loose enough where the tire can come off. Okay, now you're ready to take your tire off. So you just pick up your bike and get your tire free without touching your chain. Again, set your bike down where the chain is up, or go ahead and put your bike upside down to prevent it from getting anything else into it. And when you lay it down, make sure when you're like in stickers or something, you're not going to stick it directly into something else that's going to puncture. If it has a little bit of air, or for any reason it didn't go completely flat, make sure you take the air out of it. Like in this example, mine still has air in it. I need to take it out. Okay, so we're pretty flat. Kind of look around, see what gave you the flat. Like if you had glass or a sticker or something, go ahead and pull it out, because obviously you don't want to get another one. Okay, so the tire lever, it has this little scoopy deal at the end. You want to pull back the rubber like that and get it underneath there. Ta-da! And then you can lock this little hook thing on one of your spokes. And you put another one under there, and you pull it all the way around. Until your tire is in front here. And you grab the tube, and you pull the tube out. Lean it back. Make sure if it's screwed here, you unscrew that little nut to be able to pull it all the way out. Okay, So then you're going to inspect the inside of here. Run your fingers in here, make sure that whatever punctured your tire, you know what it is, you know what it was, or it's not still there, because does it make sense to change your tire if it's going to be flat again in 5 more seconds? So obviously I don't feel anything in there because, well, I didn't really have a flat. We're doing this as a demo. All right, I'm going to use this tube that I already had because there's nothing wrong with it, obviously. Just fill it up a little bit so that when it goes in, it doesn't have a chance to really pinch and twist. It's got a little bit of air to give it some structure. If I'm at home, I like to add some baby powder to the tube. So just kind of put it in your hand and rub it on. And no, this isn't so that the tire can smell good. It's so that in the summer heat, when rubber gets melted, it sticks together. So if you have some baby powder on it, it will make sure it doesn't stick to the inside of the tire, which makes it easier to pull out. It also decreases your chance of getting, it pinched because it has nowhere to move. It doesn't have any flexibility if it's stuck to something else. All right, I'm looking for my hole to put this back into. There it is. And your whole goal for this part is just to make sure this is going in straight. You're not pinching it, twisting it, because that's what causes flats, is either pinch twist or obviously something puncturing it. They're the two main causes of flat tires. So I push the tube in. Okay, and then bring the rubber over the lip, but make sure it's not pinching. If you see the tube any time hanging out over, make sure that tube's underneath there, because you don't want anything pinching that tube, or you're going to have to do this all over again. Okay, so then I go through and I pinch everything just to kind of, if it's just not quite sitting right, sometimes it'll push it out of the way. Okay, and then at this point, you're ready for some air. And if you're out on the road, again, you'll have a CO2 cartridge and you'll have this. You can screw it in the top. And like I said, this one has a little thing where you can depress it for air. But I'm going to use the free system here. So what I like to do is just give it a few pounds of pressure and just go around and squeeze. So I make sure nothing's pinched or nothing's just not sitting right. Sometimes I've actually heard it like pop and push over and get into place. So obviously I didn't do it right the first time. Just increases your chances of not getting a flat again from just changing the tire itself, or changing the tube itself, sorry. All right, we feel pretty good. So usually one of these containers will fill your tire completely. Just make sure, it's pretty hard as a rock. And then you should be ready to put it back on. All right, my bike's not clean enough to eat off. Don't be judging me. All right, so you just slip your tire back on. You try to touch minimal amounts of stuff. Sometimes if you're lucky, you can do it without getting any grease on your hands. If you wiggle things just right. There we go. Okay. So now that it's in place, go ahead and do your twist this thing and the one on the other side. Just make sure it's nice and tight so it'll hold your wheel in place. Okay, and then I see I'm about to lose my chain here. Just, if you can, just run it a little bit. All right, make sure to turn back on your brake by pushing that little thing down. And with any luck, you should have a nice new tire. Now, I like to actually change these guys every season because mine sit in my garage and they withstand the cold in the winter, the heat in the summer. So I only let like 6 months go before changing a tube because I'd rather change it here in the comfort of my own home rather than out on the road. I went 4 years without a flat, and then I've had maybe 5 in all my years doing this, so I really think that's helped. And well, I hope you learned something today, and I hope that you're able to do it yourself. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. One more thing before I go, always use the resources that you have on you. If a big chunk of your tire was taken out and you kind of have to make shift until you get home, hopefully you have a gel pack on you. You can use the gel as glue. You can use the packet as the structure to kind of put that inside, put the glue on it, and then put your tube in. You're good to go. And it'll get you home.